Yesterday was a big day because after sort of the first official practice with Terry back, they held court. Got to hear from AP, got to hear from DQ, and of course you got to hear from Terry. I saw the Terry portion. It was about 25 minutes or so. Looked very, very happy. But let's listen to AP and DQ and all these guys. Let's go to the first clip on AP talking about whether or not he was concerned or not, whether or not they'd get a deal done.
I think you always like, at least for me, I think about this could get done tomorrow, or this could not get done and linger into the season. But I think throughout the conversations that we had with Terry's agent, Buddy Baker, and then the conversations that I had with Terry, as we got closer and closer, there's a lot more optimism, at least within myself. And it's just, you don't want to get too optimistic or pessimistic, but as we got closer, started feeling pretty good.
Of course, he talked about, and a lot of fans jumped on this. They were excited, where he talked about having the support of his owner, and there's a little caveat to it.
He's got a lot of experience of doing deals like these, not necessarily in the NFL, but in the NBA mostly. And so it's cool. We get to talk through it, and the contracts here are so much different than in the NBA. So he's learning a lot as we go and understanding how these things work. So we keep him in the loop step by step about, our conversations we have with agents and players and what we're going to offer them and what we get offered back and all those things. So he's learning. He's always trying to learn about things. He's really, really smart, but he's always still trying to learn more. And so keeping him in the loop on all that, but we had his full support the whole time, which was really cool. Even though he wants to know what's going on, he's backed us the whole way. And, he in the end, he leaves every decision up to us, which is really cool.
That's an important part, leaving the decisions to Adam Peters and the football decision makers.
We should at some point go through, I guess, some of the numbers a little bit. Initially they reported the deal as whatever it was, 3 years, $96 million. And I think they said that the AAV was something, was it like 32, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out maybe it's a little different. It turns out it's basically like a 2-year deal, like a 1-year extension plus, this year plus an extension. It's basically $87 million, $44 million guaranteed, can rise to $50 before the 28 campaign. There are reachable incentives on receiving yards, receptions, etc. The average annual salary really comes out to $29, which, is kind of the compromise number that we always thought. Well, yeah, that's the number you go to, right? If he's asking for 35 and you're offering 25, can't we get into that 29 range, 30 range? And it seems like they did. So a lot of people are praising the Commanders and AP for coming up with a workable deal. It looks like in 2 years we might have to go through all this all over again if Terry continues to ball out.
Apparently that was the same deal that Peters offered like a month ago.
Right.
And he just said, this is the deal. You can take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The old take it or leave it method.
Right. You can play on what you got.
And then, of course, Taylor and Buddy Baker played hardball to see if they would increase it. They didn't. So that's what it ended up being.
All right, let's hear from Terry. Terry was asked if there was ever a low point or doubt in his mind.
But you're here for a little while. You're not out on the practice field, and things may not progress what you would like for them to progress. And again, I don't think everybody's situation is unique and different. So I never tried to look at this person's situation as this is how I handle it. I just tried to stay true to myself, but also have the open conversations that were afforded to me, both with my agent Buddy. Buddy was having great conversations with Adam. Adam gave me the opportunity to have multiple conversations with him, DQ as well. So it was just a matter of getting on the same page. I appreciate them hearing me out and being able to express what my worth is and what I bring to the table on the field and off the field as a teammate and all those things. And in the end, they feel the exact same way. And so to be in a position where you feel like you can advocate for yourself, be educated throughout this process was something that I took day by day to try to help get to this result. So there was definitely some unknowns. Obviously, the trade request was, something that I did. And, full transparency, I told the front office this as well. Like, that wasn't something that I was doing for just like a leverage point or just do it or let me call some hoopla. Like, I try to be as intentional as possible. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. Are there some things that, you think about that you maybe want to handle different or do better? Sure, that's any situation. But the most important part is the communication that was very important throughout this process from start to finish. The way it ended was better than it started.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want. He talked about the support of his teammates, specifically Jaden, and how important that was to him, and Jaden always having his back. That seemed very, very important. He also talked about Bobby Wagner and what an influence he is on everyone. And he talked about being a veteran on this team, going into his 7th season. But a guy like Bobby's been there so much longer, won a Super Bowl. Everybody looks up to him, going to the Hall of Fame. And Bobby was a great resource for him. And then they reported that after he signed his deal, he went to go kind of get a workout in, get a lift in, and the guys just went crazy.
Looked very happy.
Pumped to have him back.
In the weight room. So.
I saw some of the video of him just on the field. Scott Abraham doing a stand-up.
Mm-hmm. So,
good to have him back out there. I mean, we did a segment this week about his body language and whether he, was distraught. Mm-hmm. And whether he was talking to the other players, the reports where he only talked to Bobby Wagner. Now all's right in the world. Everything's good to go.
Everybody thought he was just hiding behind his hoodie. That was a calculated thing. He's just a hoodie guy. He said even if it's 90 degrees out, he's going to wear a hoodie.
I can relate.
It's very versatile.
I do that every day. Hey, Valdez, let's do one more. Let's just hear from DQ. This is just clip 3 where he talks about if they actually have enough time to get Terry ready to go for week 1.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And it's awesome. I love coaching him. He is a rare competitor. So he'll be out on the field today with his teammates, along with Noah Brown and some others that are on the way back. So that's an important time, John, even though it's not technically game week, just to get some reps together. It's a big deal for us. And, yeah, we're really pumped about it.
All right, so the other big news, obviously, around the league was filling out practice squads, and the Commanders did that, as well as everybody else. I'll just go through the names. First off, jumps right out at it, just Sam Hartman. They brought him back. I don't quite understand it, but everybody seems to like him. I know he's close and tight with Jaden. Maybe he runs the scout team great. Maybe he just needs to heal from his surgery.
He just might be good in the quarterback room, too.
Yeah, he's good in the room. Maybe smart. Who knows? I have no idea. Defensive tackle Ricky Barber. Of course, Ja'Cory Brooks, who some people thought had an outside looking in shot at making the active roster. Brought him back. He's got some potential. I liked what I saw when I saw Lawrence Cager out there make a few plays. He's a big tight end. Did you see him?
Yes.
He made a few plays. He jumped out at me. Sheldon Day, I thought, he will play. Sheldon Day will play on Sundays at some point. Because he makes an impact when he's out there.
He filled in at times last year.
Yep. Michael Dieter, they brought him back. Center, cornerback Antonio Hamilton Sr., Jalen Holmes, the defensive end, Jacoby Jones, the wide receiver. They also brought back Chris Moore.
I was surprised by that.
The guy kept dropping balls, but they seemed to really like him.
There were some decent receivers available after cuts, and I was surprised that they didn't maybe jump out and grab one of those guys, and they kept Chris Moore. It was just kind of surprised me.
Yeah, well,
who were the top few that were cut that were available?
Like Valdez Scantling was out there. He got snapped up really quick. There was a couple other guys.
Nobody picked up Renfro?
I didn't see his name.
Yeah. Carlin Viggers was brought back. Timothy McKay, Rob McDaniel, and I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying this, defensive end TJ Magaranga. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but I'm trying my best.
I just call him TJ Mag.
They also signed, I think a little earlier, they signed Donovan Edwards, who
saw that
running back,
him
right?
From Michigan, and he went undrafted. The Jets signed him, and I believe he led them in rushing in the preseason. But they released him. They were probably going to stash him. Maybe we gave him a little bit more, and they've got him on the practice squad. So, kind of like that one, to be honest with you.
Add a little depth.
Yeah.
All right, let's go real quick. Let's go to Josh in DC. Josh, what's up, man? You're on with the Junkies.
Hey, Josh.
Good morning, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man,
for having me again.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm that crazy guy who called in a couple weeks ago.
All right.
And, had a debate with you guys. And I said, if I'm Terry, basically, if I'm guaranteed $20 million, and what I should have clarified was the median for a number one receiver is going to be around $24 million. Then I'm guaranteed $44 million in my first 2 years. And I said, that's his floor, meaning I'm not signing less for that.
Mm-hmm. That's essentially what he did, right?
Yeah.
That's what he did.
And he can probably get.
So are you calling in? You want your flowers or something?
Yeah, you want.
No, I wanted to thank you guys for letting me give my logical take. I'm not a genius. I'm not a predictor, nothing. That was just my logic of the situation.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen? I know you say you're not a predictor, but I'm curious. What do you think is going to happen this season? What's your record prediction?
Well, if y'all remember, I'm the guy talking about all that fluff money. When I looked at what Albert Breer published as the incentives, those are reachable incentives, man. 83 catches, 1,097 yards. That could bump up to 600,000.
Yep.
With the playoffs, man, he can get an extra $3 million almost if he does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
11 tutties, 1,100 yards. He's motivated, man. And I wanted to say to Valdez, we argued a little bit at the end of my little take, and I said that third year, I doubled down and said that third year they're going to rip it up. And when we look at the contract, the third year is $23 million fluff money. The fourth year is $25 million fluff money. It's not guaranteed.
Nope.
You didn't answer my question. What is your record prediction? What's your vibe heading into the season?
I apologize. I thought you meant as far as his stats individually. For the season, we got to get 11 wins. We'll have
That'd be strong.
We get
11 and 6 is pretty strong against that schedule.
I'm going to be happy.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, buddy.
Guys, keep it up, man. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, buddy. I'll tell you what else is interesting, Cakes. As they released some guys and, they traded Brian Robinson and Cleveland Farrell released, some numbers opened up. So some guys are going to be wearing different numbers than they did in the preseason and last year. Marcus Mariota.
I saw that he's changing his number.
He's back to number 8.
Okay.
So initially, he chose 0, I guess, last year, but then he gave that number to Sanistro. Then he wore 18. Now he's back to the number he wore when he was at Oregon and in all but 2 of his 10 NFL seasons.
Okay.
Of course, 8 became available when they traded Brian Robinson. I told you, it's just all preseason, I was thrown by seeing 52 on Kinlaw. That just threw me. Well, he's ditched that, and he's now taken Farrell's 99.
That's a better defensive tackle number.
That's going to look better on him.
Yes.
He's a big dude. He deserves 99.
52 is too small of a number.
It's a linebacker.
That's a linebacker number, yeah. Or a center.
Colson Yankoff, he's moving up in the world, Cakes. He gets to wear number 80.
Oh, good.
Which I think
that's a solid number.
It's a great tight end number, right?
Yeah,
that's going to look. That's
Are we
going to
see him much on the field though?
Last year he wore
the number
41.
4 tight end.
A special teams.
He's a teams guy. He's a big teams guy, and he showed a little bit, as a tight end. So you just never know, especially with injury and having an older guy like Zach Ertz.
Did Cole Turner get picked up?
Not that I'm aware of. I was hoping maybe they would sign him to the practice squad, but we'll see. George Fant, he gets assigned 77, and then Tyler Owens, Cakes, he wears Mariota's old 18.
I used to be good at players' numbers. I've gotten woefully bad at it over the last few years. There are numbers I need to learn, though. Like, what is Bill's number? I don't know.
32.
He's a 32?
Mm-hmm. That's a great number.
32 is a great running back number.
Great running back number,
fantastic.
Right?
What is Chris Rodriguez's number?
36, 35? Hold on.
Dude, I don't know.
I need to learn these numbers.
I don't have it in
36.
front of me.
Okay, he's 36.
Yep. Who else do you want to know?
Eckler's number?
30.
30. Okay,
yeah.
I thought I knew.
He's been 30 for
he's worn that for a while.
Forever.
Need to bone up on my numbers, EB.
Yeah,
it's
what's
it's
Vaughn's?
a weak spot.
What's Vaughn's number?
Oh, he's
24. All right.
Oh, that's right. I was goofing on it. Then I realized he did it like to honor a teammate that either I think got paralyzed in the game. So then I backed off of my goofing on him wearing a cornerback number.
And of course,
I didn't know the backstory.
Last but not least, as they kind of look at the roster composition, and we talked about this yesterday, the average age of the Commanders is the oldest in the league, while the Packers are the youngest team in the league for the third consecutive season.
I saw a different way to look at it because we've made the argument, well, they've got Josh Johnson, and that boosts up the age. And the statistics were, I believe, of players who were 29 or older. and they had the most by 8 or 9 players. Wasn't even close.
Well, they've got Von Miller's 36. They've got Bobby Wagner, who's really only 35, but I feel like he's like 50. Zach Ertz, who's 34. Laramie Tunsil, who's already 31. Eckler's 30. Terry's about to be 30. So, yeah.
Debo's 29.
Yep, they're up there in years. All right, when we come back, we will get into the Micah Parsons situation in Dallas. Could he actually be traded away from the Cowboys? And don't forget, coming up at 8, Dave Richard joins us to talk fantasy football here on the Junks.